Hello everyone, and today I am doing my first ever Halloween tutorial for you all, and I am doing this pop art inspired look. And if you want to see how I create this, then keep watching. First off, I'm going to prep my skin with my Urban Decay All Night Setting Spray. Just spraying this all over my face and letting it dry. For my primer today, I'm going in with my Benefit Porefessional. I'm just applying that all over my face. I want a really flawless base to this look, so I'm going in with quite high coverage products. So I'm just priming my skin so that the foundation lasts a lot longer. And I'm going in with my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, and I'm applying this with a beauty blender. Like I said, I want a really flawless finish to my skin. I want all my imperfections to be covered, and I know we're going to be obviously covering the skin with white face paint dots, but I want my skin to be really flawless and beautiful. So I'm just applying this all over my skin and blending it in with sort of buffing motions and dabbing and dotting motions with this sponge. This sponge is amazing. I highly recommend it if you haven't tried it out yet. So I'm also taking that foundation down my neck. Like I said, I want everything flawless and I want really good coverage. So I'm taking that down my neck as we are going to be putting the white dots down there too. So next I'm going in with my MAC Studio Finish Concealer, and I'm just applying that over any blemishes that I may have. I've got quite a few sort of bumps on my skin at the moment from past blemishes, so I've got quite a bit of texture on my face. But all I'm doing with this concealer is just getting rid of the redness that I have. And I'm setting that with my MAC Mineralise Skinfinish Natural today. This is in the shade Light Plus, and I'm just applying this with an F25 brush all over my face. And it's just to set that foundation. So I'm now going to take my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I'm just going to apply this underneath my eyes and also down the centre of my face as a highlight. I'm just applying this in sort of small dabbing motions with my finger, getting that inner corner of my eye as well. And then I'm just going to blend that out with my beauty blender. So I'm just going to set my under eye concealer and where we've highlighted with my Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And this is the F35 tapered highlighting brush, which is amazing for this technique. So I'm going in with my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk. I want a very sort of neutral eyelid today, but I want it to be very bright and sort of awakening and opening the eyes big to get a really sort of comic book look effect. And I'm going in, this is one of the Sig Max Precision brushes. I'm not sure on the name off the top of my head, but I will list it down below in the description box. So I'm just blending out that jumbo eye pencil, just create a nice sort of base for our eyeshadow. And for eyeshadow today, I'm going in with MAC eyeshadow in the shade Mylar, and I'm just applying that with my ring finger, just dabbing that over the NYX Milk pencil just to set it down. And like I said, it's giving us a really nice sort of bright eye makeup look. I'm doing really subtle makeup, so I'm going in with Hoola bronzer just in the crease on a nice big fluffy brush, which is a MAC 224, I believe. Again, everything will be listed down below. I'm just going really simple on the eyes today, just a nice light base and then just this bronzer in the crease, just to add a little bit of definition to our eyes. After I've finished applying Hoola to my eyes, I'm just going to go in and apply it as sort of a contour, just to give us sort of a nice, not too harsh, but just to define our cheekbones, just to give us a nice sort of dimension to our face and give us like that comic book look to go with this pop art makeup. I'm also going to take a little bit down my neck just to contour that a little bit as well. Just going to chisel my nose a little bit as well with this contour, just to make it look a little bit straighter and a little bit more pointed and comic book like I've said. So I'm going in with this NYX blush, I believe it's in the shade Rose Garden. I'm just applying this over my cheeks in an F15 brush from Sigma. I'm applying it to sort of the high points of my cheeks, sort of where you would bronze, contour and highlight. I want sort of a matte look to my skin, so I don't want to apply a highlighter, but it's just really pretty to have this pink flush underneath the white dots that we are going to apply later. Just going to go back in and set my makeup with my All Nighter setting spray from Urban Decay, and then I'm going to take this white face paint. Now mine is the brand Snazaroo, I believe, and it's just in the classic white colour, and I've applied some Fix Plus to the pan just to make the face paint more pliable for us to work with. It makes it a little bit more runny, so then we can take it on our brush. Now I've taken this product on my Sigma Small Eyeliner brush E10, and I've taken it on the base of the brush so I get these nice sort of circular dots, and I'm just applying them in sort of a striped line fashion. I find this is a really good costume, like if you've got quite a bit of texture to your skin from acne breakouts or from previous blemishes like I do. I find this nice because you can obviously hide the texture by using these dots, so that's always a good thing to think about when you're picking out like a Halloween costume. But yeah, as you can just see, I'm just applying these dots in sort of lines just over my face, sort of trying to keep the same sort of distance between each spot. And I've also taken it down my neck as well, just to blend sort of your face makeup down with the costume. And like you see, I'm just filling in the other side of my face, trying to keep the dots around about the same distance apart, and like I said, I'm just taking it down my neck as well. After I finish the white dots, I'm going in with my black face paint, and I'm taking this on an angled brush. Now this is the E75 brush from Sigma, and I'm just applying my eyebrows. And with the pop art inspired looks I have looked at on the internet, they do have more of a curved eyebrow which flicks up at the inner corner. But I wanted to make mine a little bit more squarish. As you can see I'm doing here, I'm sort of lining it up with the edges of my nose, and I just sort of did my regular eyebrow but just with a more sort of comic book feel to it. So obviously it's in the black face paint, I made it more square, and you know, I made it all black. I didn't make it gradient or anything like that. I literally just filled in my natural brow, just made it a little bit thicker and a little bit more comic book-esque. So as you can see, I'm just filling in my eyebrow like so. I just thought this look looks so crazy at this stage. Kind of looks like I've got chicken pox and really, really bold eyebrows. So now I'm going in with my eyeliner, and I'm actually taking a liquid eyeliner from L'Oreal to do this bit on my eye. So I'm just doing a sort of medium thickness of eyeliner along my upper lashes. I'm taking it all the way into my inner corner, and then I'm also going to extend out the outer edge into a nice sort of simple wing shape. So I've curled my eyelashes now, and I'm going in with my mascara as usual, which is the Maybelline The Rocket Volume Waterproof. I'm just applying it onto the fronts and backs of my upper eyelashes, and I'm also going to apply it underneath. Now I kept my look quite simple and neutral, and I didn't apply any false eyelashes, which you totally could, but I was just very tired this day and I didn't want to have the hassle of putting them on. So I'm now going in with Fascinating Eye Pencil by MAC, which is just a really bright white eyeliner. I'm just applying this to my lower lash line and waterline just to create really big, wide awake eyes. So I'm now moving on to my lips, and I'm applying Beet Lip Pencil from MAC. I'm just applying this all over my lip line, and I'm sort of creating my lips a little bit fuller than what they naturally are. I'm also creating a more symmetrical shape because my lips are a little bit wonky on the edges, so I'm making a nice sort of symmetrical mouth as if you were a painting, which is what this pop art inspired look is all about. And I was totally off screen for this, but I was just filling in my inner corners with this lip pencil as well. It's so easy for lipstick to move off that inner part, so I just fill it in. Like you can see, I've just sort of thickly lined my lips as well. So the product I'm applying now is my Makeup Academy Luxe lip lacquer, I believe it's called, in the shade Criminal, which is a really beautiful hot pink. It's coming up a little bit more muted on camera, but it's a really, really pretty pink, and it dries to a matte finish. So I've just applied this all over up to the lip liner that I did, and then I'm just going to wait for it to dry before I apply any detailing to this lip look. So I'm now going to go in with that black face paint again, which has been sprayed by Fix Plus, and I'm just going to go in with the same brush I used for my brows, which was the Sigma E75 brush, and I'm just applying this black outline around my lips. So I'm just creating nice precise lines, sort of like a couple millimeters thickness, so not ever so thick lines around the edge because I want the pink to really show through. But again, I got this bit off camera, but I was literally just filling in my lower lip as well, which was pretty much going onto my skin and not on my lip, so it makes your lips look even bigger, because obviously all of your lip is pink and then the outline still looks like your lip, but it's actually your skin around your lip, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so I've just filled this in all the way around. I also applied the black to the sort of corners of my lips as well, because we're going to be creating some black detailing, like you can kind of see now, but it's totally off camera, this part. But I'm basically just using that same brush, and I'm going along the inner part of my lip, like you can kind of see now, and I've just sort of extended little bits down, just create some definition to our lip so it looks closed and like a drawing or a painting. I'm hoping that this is making sense for you guys, but you'll be able to see like now and later on what the finished product looks like, hopefully. So again, this bit was off camera, but I was basically just going in with my white face paint now and my E10 brush that I was using earlier. And I'm just creating sort of a highlighted look with this. So where the light would catch your lips to make them look fuller and glossier. So I just applied it to like the top near my cupid's bow, and I'm also just applying a little bit sort of dabbed around my lower lip as well. Like here, you can see. So I'm now going in with some definition, so like cheekbones and jaw lines and things like that. So this pencil that I'm using is my Collection eyeshadow pencil in the shade Midnight Glam. And you can see I'm just drawing along my jaw line, just create some definition like I said. I'm also going to do underneath my cheekbones as like a contour. And it's really just how like Roy Lichtenstein drew his women. He drew the definition on with a nice black line. It wasn't like subtle contouring or anything like that. So I've applied this definition with this. I've also gone around my nostrils a little bit to again show definition of that, but the pencil just wasn't small enough to get in there. So I'm going in with my black face paint with a MAC 209 eyeliner brush, and I'm just filling in that edge around my nostril like you can see, and I'm also going to draw definition down my nose as well. This is just going to add definition to our nose, make our nose look more contoured and more slim, and you know, just goes with this whole look as well. Also going to draw in some expression lines, so you can see I'm sort of frowning to see where my natural expression lines are. This bit went sort of completely wrong. They look completely different, the expression lines, but I sort of went back and filled them out a little bit more, and they look more natural than if they were symmetrical, I guess, but ideally I wanted them to be symmetrical. But it's literally just sort of frown lines, expression lines, and I'm also just doing a little bit of detailing underneath my eyebrow as well. That eyeshadow pencil for me just wasn't black enough, so I then went over the lines I'd already done with that face paint as well as using that eyeliner brush, the 209, the one that I just said. Yeah. But yes, I'm also doing a little bit of definition around my eyes. Now, I wish I hadn't used the face paint to do this, because you'll see in just a second, it literally just creases and smudges and doesn't set. But I'm just basically creating definition as in like the hood of your eye, sort of like a dramatic cut crease sort of style, but that's how they drew people. But yeah, you can see like it's smudged on my eyelids, so I wish I'd done that with like an eyeliner, gel eyeliner or something. But here's the look. You can leave it like this, very simple. You can pair it with like a blonde wig or a coloured wig, or like I'd probably just have my hair down and curly probably. I'm also gonna do a separate sort of pop art look, which is the crying face. You see him in quite a few Roy Lichtenstein pictures. So I'm literally just going in with that face paint and applying it underneath my eye, just sort of around some of the dots that I had drawn in a sort of comic book tear line shape. Very hard to describe, but basically I'm just applying that white face paint all in that area, filling it all in. So the blue colour that I'm now about to go in with is really bright. And this is an Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Electric. Really, really beautiful light blue. I'm just applying this over that white face paint, and you can see it's creating such a pretty sort of watery blue shade. So now going around with that black face paint again, just to add definition, which, you know, these looks are all about. They're all about defining every single thing. Sort of goes against everything that you're taught when you do art, about how nothing should have harsh lines, and in pop art pretty much everything had harsh lines. So I'm just going around the tears, and now going in with that white face paint and just adding some lightness to the blue, just so it looks a little bit more realistic. And here is the complete look finished. I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. It was so fun for me to create for you guys, and I will see you all very soon.